What is going on, guys? I am LaserBolt and welcome to your #1 source for all things Warzone / DMZ. Today we're going to be taking a look at what are the best weapons to use in DMZ and what are the best loadouts, because one of the biggest issues that we have in DMZ is being able to not only know what weapons to pick on ground loot and what weapons we should prioritize when we drop in, but in addition to that, we also want to know what are the best weapons to have equipped and why when we decide to do the hardest missions and want to avoid getting killed and want to just do the majority of the killing. Within DMZ, there is a different complex of mindset that you need to think about when picking up a weapon. It is not just like Warzone where you just have to worry primarily about other enemy players. In DMZ, you kind of have to prioritize the majority of the time that you're going to be fighting AI. And you also have to prioritize that this weapon is going to perform well whether you encounter yourself against a real player. So if you want to know what are the best weapons, best loadouts, and best tunings you could do for the weapons and which weapons you should prioritize leveling up in case you haven't leveled them up already, well, let's go ahead and dive into today's video. And I'm going to give you guys the 4 best weapons, and I'm also going to mention the best loadout you want to have when playing DMZ. So if you like how that sounds, a like would be greatly appreciated. Let's get this video to 500 likes. With that being said, let's start off with the king of DMZ, the RPK. Now, the beauty behind the RPK is that you're able to actually pick a lot of this from ground loot. So if you kill enemies, you're going to be able to pick this up from ground loot, and that's going to give you the advantage if you're playing the game for free to be able to level up this bad boy without needing to do too much, because it is available quite often in the game. I'm going to give you guys the best loadup and setup you want to apply to this weapon to make it a killing monster. So real quick, guys, for the muzzle, you want to add the Polaris S. And the tuning for this is you just want to make sure you copy my settings. So go ahead and copy those real quick, and you guys should be good to go. Next up, guys, for the underbarrel, you want to run the pineapple. And for tuning, you want to have it the way I have it, like this. Next up, guys, you want to add ammunition rounds, and you want to add the high velocity ones. For tuning, you want to go ahead and add this. Next up, guys, you want to run the rear grip. You want to run Demo X2 grip. And for tuning, this is what you want to have in tuning. And last but not least, guys, for the optic, you want to run the VLK. As you guys know, we are going to be fighting a lot of enemies at a distance, and we want to have our aim down speed very well, so just copy the tuning right there. Now the question is, Laser, why do you recommend this weapon? Well, the beauty about this weapon is that it comes default with a 75 round mag, allowing us and giving us the ability to one-tap enemies when we shoot them in the head, and to kind of just melt multiple plated enemies when we come into contact with them. In addition to that, if we're fighting real enemy players and you're playing solo, I mostly play a lot of solo in this game, or you're playing just 2 of you guys, you're going to be able to pretty much wipe a whole entire team with just 1 clip. And that is the reason why we love this weapon, because not only does it hit like a monster at mid-range, long range, but even close range, it actually does a ton of damage. The way we have this weapon built up, it's going to be suitable for all those 3 different scenarios, but primarily you're going to be using this at mid-range and long range, and this automatically melts every single enemy that you may come across. All right, so now the second option, guys, is the TAC 56. Now, this particular weapon is going to be your go-to assault rifle. If you don't like a LMG and you feel it's too heavy, makes you run a little bit too clunky, want to be a little bit more mobile, but want to sacrifice just a certain amount of bullets you carry in the mag, you're going to be carrying 60 here, so you're going to be short 15 from the RPK, but your mobility is going to be a lot more smoother. And this is my personal go-to weapon. And the way we have this built, guys, is the following way. So we're running, of course, a muscle here. We're running the Echo Less 80, and this is the tuning settings that you want to go ahead and copy. So you want to make, guys, remember, tuning is really important in this game, so you want to make sure you copy these tuning settings. Next, guys, for the barrel, we're going to run the Tundra Pro barrel, and you're going to want to make sure you have these settings as well as far as tuning is concerned. For the under barrel, we're going to be running the FTAC Ripper 56, and you want to go ahead and copy those settings right there. And for our rounds, we want to run 60 round mags, And of course, for our scope, we're running the AIM OPV4, and you want to go ahead and copy these. Now, the advantage that you have with this weapon, like I mentioned earlier, is the fact that this gives you the same kind of the same feeling that you have with the RPK. Instant melt, really good stability, very good recoil control. In addition to that, it's going to allow you to kill multiple teams and multiple enemies, whether they be plated or not plated, really fast and really easily, allowing us to use this kind of like a hybrid between an assault rifle and RP and a LMG. And definitely one of my favorite weapons when playing DMZ, and it performs very, very well. All right, so the next weapon we're going to be using, guys, is an SMG, and this is going to be your best friend. Theoretically, the loadout you want to have when using these weapons, I'll explain a little bit later in the video, but an SMG is always going to be one of your best friend companions. And the LACHMANN sub is definitely by far the best one in all the entire DMZ. I've tried all of them. I tried the Fennec. I tried every SMG, and this is the best one, and we're going to explain why. So first things first, guys, we want to run a 50-round mag. So this gives us the ability, whether we're running the RPK or we're running the TAC, this is also going to be our backup weapon. So theoretically, between the TAC and this one, we have 110 rounds, and with the RPK and this one, we have a total, guys, of 115 rounds, giving us the ability to have a ton of ammunition at our disposal, so we can insta-swipe not only to kill multiple enemies, but to kill multiple AIs. We're also running, guys, this with a suppressor. As you guys know, in DMZ, suppressors is king. And for tuning, guys, you're going to want to run this SingGuard MKV, and you want to make sure you apply these tunings. This is going to give us very high bullet velocity and really fast aim down sight speed. Now, for the barrel, guys, you're going to want to run the LACHMANN PULSAR. This is a very good under barrel because it's going to allow us to pick up a little bit more aim down sight speed. So what we're trying to accomplish with this particular weapon, we're trying to accomplish being able to pull it out really quick, melt the enemy really fast, and move on with a fast movement. Very helpful. I mean, I theoretically could run a laser, which would just give me the aim down sight speed benefit, but I don't like to be kind of noticed when I'm playing, especially in DMZ if I'm running solo. So I avoid using the laser. In Warzone, I might swap over to the laser, but for here in DMZ, I try to stay, keep the laser off. Now, for our kind of optic here, guys, we're going to be running the Slim Line Pro, and we're running this one right here with the tuning settings of this, which is, once again, aim down sight speed and close range damage. So this is going to be the weapon we're going to be using when we're going into buildings or going into a house, and we're like, oh snaps, we ran into someone. This is going to allow us to insta-melt them really fast. And last but not least, guys, for our stock, we're running the LM stockless mode. This, once again, aim down sight speed, sprint and fire speed, movement speed, and hip recoil, which is what we're picking up here and what we want this weapon to be. Just a very fast mobile weapon that's going to give us a big amount of rounds to the mag and allow us to melt not only AIs, but also enemies that come into our way. All right, so the next weapon we're going to be talking about, guys, is our trusted sniper. Now, for our trusted sniper, I like the SPX 80. And for some reason, if you guys like a different sniper, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if you guys think a different weapon should go in the ones I'm mentioning, also let me know in the comment section down below. So for the muscle, guys, we're running the Talon 16. For the ammunitions, we're running the .300 high velocity rounds. We're also running the Bolt FSST 87 Volt. For the rear grip, guys, we're running the Match Gripped. And for our stock, we're running the Max DMR Precision. This sniper rifle, guys, is a monster. It's really deadly and definitely one of your best friends when it comes to the DMZ. Especially if you're playing solo, this is going to allow you to one-shot headshot almost every single enemy. And this is pretty much your best friend, especially when you're trying to do 1v3s or 1v6s. This is going to come in very handy because it's going to allow you to pick up enemies really fast, really quickly from a long distance, allowing you guys to be able to have that, give you the ability to be able to manage, close range, long range, and mid range damage. Now, the best loadout when it comes, guys, to playing DMZ is you want to have a assault rifle / LMG. So between the Talon and RPK, that's what you guys are going to want to pick. You also want to decide, your must have is an SMG. You have to have an SMG. There's no if and that's buts about it. That's going to be your secondary weapon. And your third weapon is a sniper. Now, what you decide to run with, like if you're only running two weapons, if you want to run a sniper rifle and SMG, you could do that. Or if you want to run a assault rifle SMG, But theoretically, overall in general, you always want to be entering the DMZ with 3 weapons and be able to carry the best of the best when you're doing so. And this loadout will give you the best of the best when doing so. With that being said, guys, if you want to know how you can get started to get these 3 weapons in your inventory without losing anything, check out my video on my part 1 of how to play solos ultimate guide to teach you guys how to get ready for when we decide to pick up our loadouts. This is part 2 of the best loadouts that you want to play when playing solo or when playing DMZ in general. I do hope you guys are enjoying the content here on the channel. You are doing me a huge favor, guys. Drop a comment, drop a like, but most importantly, subscribe to the channel, turn on all your notifications so you guys won't miss when our videos go live. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.